counters after that.
Big shot from Cannonier. Good leg sequence there from Gastelum, not a ton behind it.
That's what Kelvin should be doing, though, John. Like, get back at the leg kicks, right? If it's harder to hit Cannonier up top because he's seeing everything, then after those punches, just throw a kick, land a kick. It's not like Jared's really done a great job of checking him. The ones that he's throwing have landed.
Nice right hook there.
Switches to his southpaw seamlessly to the point where I don't even notice it until I see him land a right hook. He's already back orthodox. I didn't even notice the switch. That's really important for him. He kind of like skirts around the octagon and then suddenly he's in another stance. It's really deceiving to your opponent.
And when he's southpaw, he throws his jab. And if the distance is too close for the jab, he switches it to an up elbow like you said earlier.
Yeah. And he likes that lead right head kick when he's southpaw. And he doesn't switch it. He just picks it up and throws it. Chambers it up like a almost karate style where you chamber the roundhouse. Nice head movement by Gastelum to avoid those offerings from Cannonier. Under 2 minutes here, round 4. This was Taekwondo, I believe that would be called Abdodio Chun.
Oh my goodness. It's like saying the kid's name earlier in the fight card.
Uppercut from Cannonier.
My goodness. Man, but how tough is Kelvin Gastelum?
It's unbelievable.
Dude gets hurt and it just pops up.
It's almost like he hits a trampoline when he hits the mat. He just pops right back up to his feet.
Oh yeah, he didn't get dropped there. He got hit on the shoulder and went down.
Oh, so it wasn't a knockdown?
No. He was coming in the range, got hit on his shoulder, and fell down. Just lost his balance.
The judges know
champion
that.
checking in, Israel Adesanya, but right, exactly with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, look up at the clock. I don't blame him. It's been a pace.
Yeah. That pace is still going crazy by Gastelum.
And it's going to be even more going into this final round.
That was a nice uppercut right there and closed by Cannonier. That one landed.
Well, and if you're a judge who thought there was a knockdown courtesy of a head strike in this round, you know, maybe that makes it a clear 10-9 Cannonier for you. 20 minutes down, 5 to go.
That's 3 rounds. We won 3 rounds so far. That's 3 rounds, Jay. Let's win this last one. He's going to be desperate. He's going to be desperate this round. He's going to be desperate this round, Jay. You got 3 rounds in the bag. One's questionable.
We're supposed to be right here, right?
Yes, sir.
That's
true. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's down at least 3 to 1.
Be the round to win the fight. Hey,
Check his cheek there.
He's good. Kelvin, it's going to be a last round. He's going to come 100% because he has to come. So drop your head. Be ready to put him on the floor if you want. But he's going to come a little bit more now. Control the fight with your jab. That's it. Don't forget, as soon as you finish everything, movement, and your low kicks is there as well. Here we go, campeão. Kelvin, último round. Foco, tá?
All right, 5th and final round. John Crouch in the MMA lab corner of Jared Cannonier feel pretty convicted that they are up at least 3 to 1.
And so does Rafael Cordero.
Yeah.
The Gastelum corner said it too. They feel like Cannonier's going to come crazy in round 5 because he has to. They think that they're clearly winning the fight. I don't feel... I mean, this fight can be 3-1. This fight can be 2-2.
Yeah,
You just don't know.
I just watch.
Live odds suggest Cannonier has the advantage, about a 5 to 1 favorite.
Yeah. I think it's 3-1 Cannonier.
Yeah, I would have Cannonier winning this fight.
Yeah.
So, very close, very competitive.
Because in round 4, it was not a knockdown, but he still landed the more effective strikes, I felt like.
Gastelum 0 for 5 on his takedown attempts. And he has
big.
landed just 28% of his significant strikes as well. So Cannonier's made him miss a lot.
Yeah, he has. And it's, again, like Paul said, it's because he's not giving him anything easy to read. He's conventional. He's southpaw. He moves. As he circles, he switches his stance. So it's hard for Kelvin to get a read on where he's supposed to be throwing at Jared Cannonier and what stance he's supposed to throw at.
Yeah, like he's southpaw right now, but
There it is.
Okay, I saw that one. I caught that one, guys. He's looking for an elbow there, I think.
Paul, what he does is he'll throw the jab and he'll leave it out there and then bang.
Yeah.
Right? Nasty. Oh, that jab by Gastelum.
Big connection there.
Oh, there it is. Great level change. Got his hands up. Cannonier goes down. Oh, he's back up to his feet here. He's got to try to isolate the hands on the hip. There it is. He's got it on one leg. See how he's pushing it off to the left?
Yep.
Now he's got to get that hip down and away.
Yeah, good work from Cannonier to pop right back up to his feet. Kelvin's still in deep here. He's going to try to lock his hands.
Get to an angle
Nice
if you're
work there.
Gastelum. Yes,
Yeah.
got to get to an angle. Can't be right in front of him.
Gastelum still with the energy to wrestle this late in the fight. He was not given credit for that takedown. Now 0 for 7 unofficially.
That was a takedown.
I thought so too.
That was an absolute takedown. That's a takedown in amateur wrestling. And now you got to have control there. So it should be a takedown in mixed martial arts. Guy falls to his butt, has to turn to his knees to get up. Oh, beautiful dunk under there by Gastelum.
That was sweet. But look at that. Nice work again, Cannonier. Fighting those hands, getting it on his hip, pushing them off, turning into his opponent. Man, this is a back and forth fight between these guys. You can tell they both want to climb those rankings, get back to that shot.
You can tell when it matters.
Nice block, though. He blocked that with that right arm. That was a good
rolls
job
his
from
shoulders.
Cannonier. Good defense.
But you can tell when it matters, right? When two guys are in there fighting in the way that these two are, it matters so much to them to try to put themselves in position to challenge for a championship.
Gastelum has been the more offensive fighter here in round 5.
Yes, by far. Really pressuring, looking for more takedowns.
Kelvin has fought a really good last round.
Good check.
And that's why you watch film, because you've seen Kelvin throw that combination a number of times over the course of his career, so you anticipate that it's coming, you get to check the kick.
Coming up on the fight's final 1 minute. Cannonier perhaps sitting on the lead, or what he perceives to be a lead a little bit.
Yeah, in this world, man, in this world today of mixed
Never
martial
know.
arts, you cannot settle on a lead.
Gastelum trying to turn defense into offense. Big elbow from Cannonier.
Look
He
at
tried
that
to get his
defense.
angle there.
Man, solid defense. I didn't see it either, unfortunately.
Oh, that's bothering Cannonier's eye. Gastelum needs to go. Body lock by Kelvin.
So it looks like round 2 is the closest of the rounds, right? Is that what I just saw?
I didn't see it.
Down the stretch. Gastelum goes high with the kick. Cannonier
Gastelum
with the guard.
crazy.
Incredible fight between two of the world's best middleweights, Jared Cannonier and Kelvin Gastelum, go the distance. Will Gastelum take Cannonier's number 3? Decision next.
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Philips presents One Blade. Trim, edge, shave. For every style. For your style. Philips One Blade. Your style made simple. Together, we make life better. Philips.
Well, go behind the scenes of Forrest Griffin's illustrious career with the UFC Fight Pass exclusive show Year of the Fighter, examining his journey from the Ultimate Fighter finale to UFC champion. A new episode of UFC Fight Pass's Year of the Fighter drops next week. They are tallying the scorecards. Jared Cannonier outlanded Kelvin Gastelum 107-69 in terms of total strikes. Significant strikes, albeit unofficially, 96-69. Gastelum unofficially 0 for 8 on his takedown attempts. We shall see who has emerged on the scorecards. Joe Martinez has.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges score it 48-47 for your winner by unanimous decision, the Killer Gorilla, Jared Cannonier.
Jared Cannonier, how good does it feel to bounce back with that type of performance in a very, very close fight?
It's always glorious to go 5 rounds with a guy like Kelvin at that level. So winning is even more glorious, if you will. So I'm happy.
You did a really good job. Take a look up here. Your footwork was fantastic. You were very aware every time you got close to the side of the octagon. And your jab and your stance switching really seemed to give him problems. You landed this beautiful right hook that dropped him. Did you think you could get him out of there? You were surprised that he was able to take your shots.
I'm not surprised. You know, that's one thing he's known for, being super durable, able to take super hard shots. Excuse me. I'm happy I got to drop him. I'm not too happy I didn't get that finish, but I think that helped turn the tide of the fight for me. Gave me a little bit of momentum, and I just kept it going.
You know, you didn't throw as many leg kicks that you normally did. Was that because you thought Kelvin may catch him and take you down?
Absolutely. He was definitely catching some of my kicks. You know, at the beginning he wasn't catching them, but you know, it costs energy to throw those kicks like that. So I was a little bit more reserved than I would like to be. But you know, it's one thing I know that I'm going to work on for next fight.
You know, since you've been down at middleweight, you've been almost unbeatable outside of the Whitaker fight and the injury. Whitaker and Adesanya, you're going to fight again. Do you anticipate fighting again, or kind of waiting to see what happens in that title fight?
I'm broke, so I need to fight. Hopefully, I get that title shot. But the right name might make me say yes.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the great victory. You are right back in the title picture. Ladies and gentlemen, the Killer Gorilla, Jared Cannonier.
Jared Cannonier with the main event win tonight, and he will preserve his ranking in the top 3 of the UFC's middleweight division. Well, for those of you watching on ESPN SportsCenter, coming up next, of course, the post show is coming up in just minutes on ESPN+. With that, for producers Mike Ricci and Laffy LaPlante, director J.J. Zacote, Paul Felder, Daniel Cormier, Laura Sanko, and the rest, John Anderson, so long from Las Vegas. We appreciate you all watching tonight. Good night from Las Vegas. We'll see you next week.
T-Mobile gives you more ways than ever to get out there. We're America's largest 5G network. So get out there. Take the epic iPhone 12 with 5G with you. Current and new customers can get up to 4 on us. Experience it with our new Magenta Max plan with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. And connect your devices on the go with 40 gigabytes of high-speed hotspot data included. That's right, unlimited premium data in the iPhone 12 on us. Get out there with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Introducing our new nuggets. This time we come in peace. 8-piece. Juicy, crispy, and delicious. Try our new nuggets today for just $3.99 or get it delivered.
Well, you wanted the quiet life, John. Dead batteries, empty streets.
Welcome to Advanced Auto Parts.
I need one of those. Happy trails.
Kirk West Auto Party.
One app, one tap, we back. Switch the style up, never beat new track. One app, taking over the scene. Connecting from your phone to your TV screen. ESPN, go Steve otra vez. One app, one tap, it's a worldwide trend.
Ignacio Bahamondes. Highlight for the ages for the Chilean Ignacio Bahamondes.
Oh my goodness.
No judges needed tonight.
An absolutely massive fight night in Las Vegas, Nevada. Saturday night here at the UFC Apex. Jared Cannonier picked up his 14th win, the third-ranked middleweight, just took one step closer to a title shot. We'll take you through all of the night's action on the post show. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the UFC Apex. Karen Bryant here alongside Alan Jouban and Bilal Muhammad. We've got Laura Senko with us as well. It is the UFC Fight Night post show, and guys, I mean, it's just another massive night here. We saw so many great finishes tonight, Alan. I don't know where you want to dig in first, but what was your just overall vibe on the evening?
I mean, arguably, the prelims kind of took this thing by storm, right? We
They
came
were
in
great.
here, we saw some possible knockout of the year contenders. Bilal, supposed to be at the desk. This guy's running inside the octagon. He's so
That's right,
excited,
that's
but
right.
it started off as a banger.
Yeah, the whole card. I think Dana White's going to have to start putting out 6 bonuses with all these finishes in the prelims. You got to have bonuses for the prelims, bonus for the main card. These guys deserve it. These guys came to fight. You know, I think we should take a week off and then a fight week the next week we return, because if we're going to get fights like this every other week, I'm good with it.
That's right, that's right. Well, we did see a little bit of the knockouts there with Bahamondes at the beginning there, that incredible head kick, and we will get into that. And that's the one that got Bilal all excited. But Bully, let's start right now with this main event. Jared Cannonier came into this fight ranked number 3. It was a tough out for him because Kelvin Gastelum is always a goer, but Jared was able to pick up the win.
Yeah, both these guys, top contenders in the division. You knew it was going to be a hard fight for both these guys. We knew what Cannonier was going to try to do. You know, he had the power shots, but he was a guy that actually was landing a lot more shots. He landed way more significant strikes than Gastelum. Gastelum started out very fast, very strong. He had good footwork, strong footwork. Cannonier started out with the kicks very hard. We knew that he has powerful kicks. We knew they were going to be able to slow Gastelum down. Gastelum pulled the Frank Yeager right there, got dropped, got right back up. I don't know how hard this guy's chin is that he got rocked, and then he was just back to normal right after that, started throwing bombs at you. If I'm Cannonier, I'm looking at him like, what do I need to do to drop this guy? Later on, Cannonier started throwing out more shots at him. Gastelum went for a couple takedowns, but I don't think he really committed to any of them very hard. Cannonier did a very good job of staying away from the fence, landing harder shots, and Cannonier showed that, you know, he's a 5-round fighter. People were worried about that. They thought he was going to gas, and he showed that he could compete with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, the resiliency that we see from Kelvin Gastelum, it's not a shock to us. We've seen this numerous times throughout his career where he gets hurt, he continues to keep coming. His coaches ask for more. That 5th and final round, he's got that championship John Jones quality where the 4th and the 5th round, he continues to bring it. But the biggest shot of the night was that 3rd round knockdown. Jared Cannonier was able to put him down with that right hook, sat him down, and you could see Kelvin pop right back up. It took him a couple seconds to find his footing, was able to find his footing, and still finish that round pretty decently. But when you look at the punch numbers, at the end of it, they said it was 100 and something to 69 or so. You don't really realize that many punches, that many strikes were adding up in favor of Jared Cannonier in that fight. But he picked and he chose his shots decisively in that fight, and it was the power shots that did the devastating damage.
Well, what's interesting about this fight, too, and Alan, you are a southpaw, we know that Jared was switching stances, and sometimes we see people do that to great effect, and sometimes it's sort of pointless. What did you make of Jared's abilities, and how effective they were tonight with the switching?
Well, what you see people do wrong with switching stances sometimes is they switch stances, and what happens is when you go to your weak side stance, you're not defensively as sound when you're doing that. But he switches stances very well, and what it did, it threw off Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin Gastelum does a very good job in the southpaw stance of double jab, feinting, coming in, closing distance with that left hand. But Jared Cannonier kept switching throughout. The one thing that really threw me off was, I said in the thing, I want to see a lot of low kicks. He's had so much success throughout his career, especially against Anderson Silva, another southpaw fighter, fighting Kelvin Gastelum, the southpaw fighter. I wanted to see Jared Cannonier throw the leg kicks. He didn't throw any leg kicks tonight, but he still got the job done, picking and choosing the time. And look, his wrestling defense looked very strong tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, when you're switching stances like that, most guys, they'll switch stances, but they'll just do it, throw one strike, two strikes, and they'll switch right back, so they're not that comfortable. Cannonier did a very good job of, he'll go southpaw, throw the hook, throw the jab. He was good on both sides, and he was throwing a good amount of strikes off both sides, so Gastelum couldn't get a good read on him. And like you said, he didn't throw low kicks, but that just tells me that he's a smarter fighter. He's game planning. He knows that if he would have threw those low kicks, Gastelum would have caught him, he would have took him down, and it would have been a bad spot for him. So it just told me that, you know, he says that his game's evolving, he's fighting smarter, and it showed today.
Yeah, you're agreeing with that.
Yeah, no, I love that because I was saying during the fight, we're not seeing the low kicks. And then DC asked him after the fight, why did you not throw it? Because you were afraid of the takedown. 100%. He knew that Kelvin was going to be looking to grab those kicks and try to. You know, when you know there's a guy that his best opportunity is to take you down to win the fight, you shut the door on that. You don't give him any opportunity to take you down, and that's what he did tonight.
Question to you, though, Bilal. You know, we talked about in this fight, Kelvin went and did some new things, right? Kind of went back to his roots, and he also went down and saw Triple C. He did still have Rafael Cordero in the corner with him, but he just did say he was trying to get back to the old Kelvin. Did you see that? What did you see out of Kelvin tonight that you did like?
I liked him. You know, he still had that good footwork. He was bouncy up and down. He wasn't just standing there trying to trade in their pocket. He did go for takedowns. Cannonier is just a gorilla. He's so strong that he couldn't be able to take him down. So he had to adjust on those. The biggest thing that showed me that he still only lost by one round, and it shows me that he can still compete with these top guys. I know he lost a couple fights. He's in a bad little run right now, but look at the guys he's fighting. He's fighting these top contenders that could all be champions at any point.
Well, to your point here, Bilal, look at these rankings right now. We know Jared was number 3 coming in, and Kelvin was number 9. But at the top of the rankings, Kelvin has already fought a lot of them, and the man that now joins us at the desk, I guess, has a couple options. But Jared Cannonier, first and foremost, congratulations to you, and a great victory for you. And it looks, when you look at it on paper, it sort of seems like the only next option for you could be a title shot. Do you think you've earned it?
I want to say yes. After a hard-fought win like that, hell yeah, I want the title. But you know, it's not up to me. It's up to the matchmakers and you know, the brass in the UFC. So I just went out there and did the best I could to send that message. Hopefully they got it. I want the title shot, but you know, it is, you know, whatever. You know, I love my job. I'm blessed to be here, and I'm happy I got that win.
So it was a great fight. It was a very close fight. How confident were you when the decision was being read?
I knew I won the decision. I knew I won at least 3 out of those 2 rounds, and the judges agreed. So I think Kelvin got off to a good start. You know, landed some good shots. I got a feel for him. And then I started to land my shots. So I wish I would have landed more, but you know, it is what it is. I landed enough. So,
Jared, I know you said you wanted to finish in this fight, and you were close to getting it in that 3rd round. But at the same time, you were able to go 25 minutes and get a victory over somebody like Kelvin Gastelum. Does that give you a lot more confidence knowing that you might be stepping into championship rounds again if you do fight for the belt in the future?
Well, as you know, this is my 2nd time in a 5-round fight. So, you know, preparing for these fights is nothing new to me. I know I have the cardio to go 5 rounds. So, and after tonight's performance, I'm sure there's going to be plenty more 5-round fights coming for me. So, I'm more than ready to take on that challenge.
Another thing that we noticed that we talked about and did great at was switching stances. Like, how do you train for that? Are you one of those guys that like, out of camp, I'm gonna fight southpaw the whole time at practices, or I'm gonna keep switching no matter what in practice? Because you said it before the fight, like, my game's always evolving. I'm always changing. I'm getting better at this age still, and we can still see it. We're still seeing improvements every fight.
Absolutely. Adding that dynamic into a fight is like doubling your weapons if you can do it on both sides at least. And I'm ambidextrous, so I can go both ways. You know, I can fight very effectively out of both stances. As we saw, I'm predominantly orthodox fighter, but as we saw, I dropped Kelvin with the lead hook from the southpaw stance. And then after I dropped him with it, I was looking for it like crazy, but I couldn't find it again. But yes, being able to switch definitely changes the dynamic of a fight. It's harder for a guy to recalibrate on the fly like that, especially if you're able to switch and then start working immediately. So that's one thing we work for this camp. You know, not being predictable, not standing in front of him, and just hitting him from every side, every angle.
So listen, Jared, you know, a lot of people now get fights because of their mouths. And you're a guy that is very respectful. You don't talk a lot. When we were over in Copenhagen, you silenced everybody, though, with that win over Jack Hermanson. Is there any part of you that feels like you do need to get more mouthy to get these fights? Because you're obviously putting in great work in the octagon, but we know that that's a big part of the equation now.
Absolutely not, because that is not my character to start running my mouth and talking crap about people who I don't even know. You know, I'm not going to start, because all of my colleagues are elite level fighters. So I'm not going to go picking and looking for something bad to say about them. That's just not the type of person I am. So no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep whooping people's behinds, the ESPN. So I'm going to keep whooping people's butts and keep cashing those checks.
One of us here thought your weakness was wrestling.
Oh, that's the bus backing up right over it.
I don't like the way you worded that one.
I didn't say anything. I'm just saying. But your wrestling, as you can see, like you're getting better every single time. Gastelum was getting deep on the hips. Like, how much wrestling are you doing weekly? Like, is that something that you're focused on, right? Because when we look at a guy like Adesanya, we see that his weakness is obviously wrestling too. Is that something you think you could exploit from him?
Well, the perception that wrestling is my weakness is obviously wrong. Wrestling was my weakness, but it's not anymore. As everybody knows, I train at the MMA lab with one of the best lightweights to ever fight in the UFC, Benson Henderson, among other collegiate level wrestlers, and just all around elite level fighters. You know, our team is an elite level team. So all the guys on the regionals are elites. All the guys who are in the pros, you know, we're all elites. So being able to wrestle, being able to strike, being able to defend all that stuff is something that we work every day, every week, day in, day out. And if it's something that I'm not working, then I'm in the wrong place. But my coaches, my teammates, we're all making sure that I'm prepared for these fights with these good wrestlers and these top-notch strikers.
Jared, let me ask you, man. 37 years old, still looking phenomenal. But do you feel there's a sense of urgency at all to get things done, to get that belt, to get that title fight before you start getting up there in age?
Absolutely not. Everything is going to come to me in due time. Same as MMA came to me in due time. And, you know, some people consider it as late, but that's their perspective. My perspective is it's right on time, because I'm here now and I'm being successful. I'm in great shape, you know, and I'm right there. So this is happening now.
You are right there. You are right there. The last time we saw you was against Whittaker. Whittaker will be fighting Adesanya. You know, we don't know what's going to happen with that fight. Would you rather, though, in a title